students, welcome back, my dear students. This is another lecture in the human relations and union labors. And we will come to see some points here today regarding the labor relation. We need actually to understand the following points. To understand the rule of the supervision in a union environment, to know the proper documentations of employee performance as well, to write proper counseling memos and letters prepared, to understand the progressive discipline, and to access the employee and the labor relation resources. Nevertheless, any organization is working on to create an efficient and effective organization. We need the management and the workers be working together. The management, like what you know, is planning, organizing, and directing the work of the employees. The employees know and understand the rules and responsibilities of the work. This is the main point. But to reach to a real situation, ideal situation, that always does not happen like what we think. There are always still struggling and problems and conflict at workplace. And there will be still problems between the employer and the employee. But those managers and supervisors, they must understand the responsibilities and be able to address the downside. The model on the relationship will focus on what managers and supervisors need to know and do, particularly when there are performance issues. Okay. Do we have a rule for the supervisor in the human in the labor relation or in the relationship with the workers? Okay, by other meaning, what is your role as a supervisor in a union environment? The supervisor has multiple responsibilities. Here is the most important part. The supervisor has multiple responsibilities. The role of supervisor include the first, administer and effectively apply the collective bargaining agreements. Second, know the rights provided for the management. Third, constantly enforce standards of behavior. Fourth, know and follow the standards of justice case. Fifth, communicate objectively. Seven, role model desirable behavior. So role model means that he must be a role model for the others. So he doesn't say to the workers, as example, don't come late, and he's the one who come late. Know and adhere the legal rights of employees, like as example, EOO, EDA, all these unlawful harassments and the other rights. So here is the duties of the supervisor or the manager and his role as a supervisor or manager when he deal with the employees. So the collective bargaining agreement, so he applied the collective bargaining agreement. Know the rights provided for management, consistently enforce standard of behavior, the positive standards of behavior. Know and follow the standards of justice case. He must be fair. He must be very good person communication. He must be a role model for the behavior. And he know and adhere the legal rights of employees. Also, he respect the rights of employees, of the workers who are working with him. We'll go now to the CBA or collective bargaining agreement. And we will know what do we mean by collective bargaining agreement. Collective bargaining agreement, like see here, represent the term and conditions of employment for those employees represented by the bargaining unit. It defines both rights of management and those of the represented employees. So it shows the rights of the workers and the rights of the supervisor. This also is determined in many other acts. Anyhow, there are three types of employee. Exclusion to any bargaining unit that are the confidential, supervisory, and the managerial. An unclassified position in the would not be appropriately in the organization system, would not be appropriately placed in bargaining unit. Okay. But what are the management rights? What are those management rights? The management rights are managers manage and direct employees, hire, promote, transfer, assign, and retain employees, suspend, discharge, or take other proper disciplinary action, reassign employees, relieve employees from duty because of lack of work or other reasons, schedule work, determine methods, means, and personnel by which operations are to be conducted, determine the needs for a reduction or increase in the workforce. These are the rights of the employers, employers' rights, or management rights. When issues arise, the workplace or between a supervisor and employee, a typical statement or argument that is regularly here is show me in the contract where you management have the right to do X. So as example, if I have a problem then with my employer, then I will tell him, hey, you don't have to do this. There is nothing in the contract like this. Show me if there is something in the contract that allow you to tell me to do this or no. However, a more appropriate question is where in the contract does it state that management cannot do X? So to effectively manage, a supervisor not only needs to understand the rights served from management, but also needs to understand employees' right. So the manager must know also not his side, not his the right of himself as employer, but he must understand the right of the employee. Reading the familiar, this is the point, so he will know the rights of employee as well. Management also retain the authority to direct work. It also carries significant responsibility to know the rights. For the management to do this, it needs objectivity. Objectivity means to be objective or to be well-minded and wise in making decisions and modeling behavior that the manager wants exemplified in the workplace. Manager should take care to conduct themselves at or above the standards to which they expect employees to perform. So he must be better than employees in doing the behavior and behaving. He must be a sole model for them. Failure to do so will harm their integrity and call their credibility to the question. Now, we talk in this part or in this video about some points which we mentioned. We talk about the human manager-employee relationship. We talk also about the rules of the manager. That is the rules of the manager. We mentioned it before. We talk about the collective bargaining agreement. We talk about the types of employees. And we talk about the management rights. This is in the main points which we talk about in this video. Shall see you in the next video. Thank you.